Good morning. I am Rehana Obisalibu. Today, I am going to discuss the psychology of personal construct by George Kelly. This is the overview of personal construct theory of George Kelly. According to George Kelly, theory of personal construct is no other personality theory. It has been variously called a cognitive theory, a behavior theory, an existential theory, and a phenomenological theory. Yet, it is none of these. Perhaps the most appropriate term is meta theory or a theory about theories. So, ito yung mga theories ni George Kelly na kung saan nanggaling ito sa kanya. According to Kelly, all people, including those who build personalities theory. So, yun yung according sa kay George Kelly. So, let's proceed for the biography of George Kelly. George Alexander Kelly was born on April 28, 1905 on a farm near Fat, Kansas, a teeny, almost non-existent town 35 miles south of Wichita. George Kelly was only child of Elfrida M. Kelly, former school teacher, and Theodore V. Kelly, an ordained Presbyterian ministry. So, ito yung si George Kelly ay nag-iisang anak lang daw siya ni Nina Elfrida at Theodore. So, according to my research in Google, George Kelly was an American psychologist. So, si George Kelly is isa rin siyang psychologist, therapist, and educator. And personal theory. So, ito yung mga characters ni George Kelly. Hindi lang isa yung mga kakayahan niya. Meron din siyang kakayahan sa psychologist, therapist, and educator, and personality theory. He is considered the father of cognitive clinical psychology and is the best known for his theory of personality, personal construct psychology. So, si George Kelly, 1905 to 1967, spent the early year of his career focused on the issue of providing clinical psychologists for school. So, yun siya. He founded the development and traveling psychological clinic while teaching at the Fort Hays campus of Kansas State College. So let's proceed for the Kelly's philosophical position. Is human behavior based on reality or people's perception of reality? So Kelly would say both. He did not accept Skinner's position that behavior is shaped by the environment. That is reality. On the other hand, he also rejected extreme phenomenology, which hold that the only reality is what people perceive. So that is the Kelly's philosophical position. So let's proceed for person as scientist. When you decide what food to eat for lunch, what televisions show to watch, or what occupation to enter, you are acting in much the same manner as a scientist. That issue as question, formulate hypotheses, test them, draw conclusion, and try to predict future events. Like all these people, including scientists, your perception of reality is colored by your personal construct, your way of looking at, explaining, and interpreting event in your words. So let's proceed for scientist as a person. If you can be seen as scientist, then scientists can also be seen as people. So, as according dito sa kuan, person as scientist, di ba dito is nasabi na uh, you are acting in much the same manner as a scientist. So, kumbaga, sa scientist is makikita mo rin yung manners ng scientist sa isang tao. Like, yung mga gawain nila, yung mga acting nila, ganon. So, that it's the same as also be seen as a people. Therefore, the pronouncement of scientists should be regarded with the same skepticism with which view and any behavior. Very specific observation can be looked at from a different perspective. Every theory can be slightly titled and viewed from a new angle. This approach, of course, means that Kelly theory is not exempt from restructuring. Kelly, 1969, presented his theory as a set of half-truths and recognized the inaccuracy of its construction. Like Carl George C. Chapter 10, Kelly hoped that his theory would be overwhelmed and replaced by a better one. Indeed, Kelly, more than any other personality theories, formulate theory that encourage its own dissonance. Just as all of us can use our imagination to see everybody event differently, personality theories can use their inequality to construe better theory. So let's proceed for constructive alternative. So Kelly began with the assumption that the universe really exists and that it functions as an in, integral unit with all its parts interacting freely with each other. Moreover, the universe is constantly changing, so something is happening all the time. Um, Added to this basis assumption is the notion that people thought also really exists and that people strive to make sense out of their continuously changing world. Different people construe reality is different way, and same person is capable of sensing his or her view of the world. So let's proceed for the basis postulate. Personal construct theory is expressed in one fundamental postulate or assumption and elaborate by means of 11 supporting corollaries. The basis postulate assumption that a person's process are psychological channelized by the way in which that person anticipates events. Kelly in 1955, in other words, people's behavior, thoughts, and action are directed by the way they see the future. This postulate is not intended as an absolute statement of truth, but is tentative assumption often to question and specific testing. So this will be the last slide, the difference among people. Kelly third corollary, the organization corollary emphasized relationship among construct and state that people characteristically evolve. Further, convenience is anticipating events. A construction system embracing ordinary relationship between construct. Kelly, 1955. The first two corollaries assume similarities among events and difference among people. The third emphasizes that different people organize similar events in a manner that minimize incompatibilities and inconsistencies. We arrange we arrange our construction so that we may move from the one to another in an orderly fashion, which allows us to anticipate event in way that transcend construction and avoid needless conflict. So that's will be all. So thank you. So once again, I am Salibra Hanayu, our reporter. So thank you very much.